shake. Living legend on the asphalt, no the must eat. Slim gal swim the gal don't carry enough weight. Everybody, up, give them a update.
Tef Nation, the entertainment feed community. We're going with the Pandy Monday, a blazing Mondays. One of them late night report the nation, so you know the pre. We're not wasting time, make we jump in it right away. So yesterday I shared this in a report. And you see what it says. Justin, at least 3 people are dead after a member of what's believed to be a religious cult in Montego Bay opened fire on the police. The police reportedly acted on intelligence that a cult were performing human sacrifice rituals and visited the location. A member of the cult was shot during the confrontation and succumbed. 2 other people were found dead. One reportedly appears to have had their throat cut. And once more, let me clarify. The police did not kill those 2 people. The police found them dead. At least one senior member of the religious cult reportedly told the congregation that he is God. About the woman that was sacrificed, we see this. Police and JDF sources say that after the gunfight, a search was conducted and it was observed that a woman, Tanika Garden, who was said to be sacrificed, was seen lying face down, dressed in white with her throat slashed. First images emerge of the aftermath of a bloody night in a church in Montego Bay, St. James. A joint police-military force stopped what's believed to have been a bizarre human sacrifice ritual being conducted by a religious cult. 3 people were killed during the incident. A high-level police investigation is underway into the bizarre murder of a man and a woman in a church in St. James. Preliminary reports are that a woman who is said to be a JCF member but aligned to the religious cult featured in the incident. They are not saying that the JCF member is the one that got her throat slashed, you know. When they are saying that she was featured in the incident, I think they are saying that she was one of them who opened fire at the police. Sources not really confirm that still, so just I go put that part as alleged. But nation, the head of all of this, the person we are talking about, it is Dr. Kevin Anthony Smith of Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries of Montego Bay. And the nation, at first when the news came out, a lot of people never know the person behind all of this, but it turns out to be a very popular person, as mentioned before, Dr. Kevin Anthony Smith. And when me I say him is a very popular figure among some popular faces. For example, you see what going here? We see Warren Weir, we see Sean Paul, we even see one-time Prime Minister, the Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. And there are many other pictures we could have shown, but we just have shown these few. I see that a lot of people are saying I'm African and them kind of thing there. But on a post that he made on the 4th of May 2016, he shared a picture of himself along with his mom, with the caption stating, His Excellency in his Jamaica College uniform and his mother at Offer Tree in 1993, a walk down memory lane. So if that not showing us that this man is Jamaican, I don't know what else will. But make we continue though. I'm going to hear from a JCF member about what really occurred.
So far there was there was a situation where a religious group, or what we describe as a cult, called in members from all over the island to gather at this location. During the whole process, some persons were stabbed by other members of the group. Persons went to hospital. Police was called in. When the police came, the police was greeted with gunfire from the leader of the congregation and other members. The police teams, acted swiftly, placed the situation under control, and a suspect was neutralized in the process.
Okay. Do you know how many people have died from maybe the stabbing that happened in the church?
Well, I couldn't say how many persons died from the stabbing, but we can confirm that at least 3 persons are dead.
Okay.
And the police teams that went inside there, they have recovered a firearm so far, a pistol, and some rounds have been recovered.
Magazine?
Yes, some rounds have been recovered. And we're in the middle of it, as you can see. We're handling it, and the police is in full control of the ground, and we're handling the situation as best as we can. I think it needs one of those Jim Jones type of situation, but early days yet. So
about how many people were here in the congregation?
I would say over 40 persons were here.
And they had children with them?
I'm seeing some youngsters.
Okay.
And a greater portion of females. We'll tell you in a short while. We'll update
What has the police done with the ones that were taken from? Are they going to be arrested?
So
It's a lockdown.
So right now, based on what we're doing, we're securing the ground, making it safe. Investigative teams have been called in, and I would say you should give us some time to update your newsroom properly as to all the different sets of action. I wouldn't want to speak, out of terms.
A congregant here, a member of this church, who had been injured apparently when she chose to disobey some instructions given to her by the leaders of this organization, reported to the police that she had been injured, and other information that led us to believe that the persons here were at risk. We're aware that 144 congregants had been told to come here, to meet here. And on responding to that report from the person who was injured and coming here, the first teams of police that arrived were shot at. And so they waited on reinforcements to come. We were very concerned that some form of ritualized killing was going to take place here, and so we did an entry last night. We found that there were a couple of people who had been injured by other members of the church, and we secured the premises, held the people. I think there were about some 14 children, was it? 14 children there. And we have 31 women now. So we see that as a rescue of these children, based on what we saw when we came in, that there are cult-like behaviors and cult-like a setup that we have seen here. Now, obviously, further investigations is going to reveal everything. We have a number of people that we're taking statements from, and we have had the scene of the crime people come and process the scene, and we will be updating as we go along.
So, can you say how many people have died, how many are in hospital?
Okay.
I'm going to ask just my questions and then
Sure.
sure.
So we have three people are dead. How many do we have in hospital? Right, and 3 persons hospitalized.
I understand that the scene here was almost like a gay scene. In other words, the colors were from the rainbow colors being used. I also understand that the pastor lived with 3 young men. Does the police have any information on whether or not he was grooming young men?
We don't have information on that at the moment, but we are following every lead in this investigation. As I say, early days yet, and we are, that is one of the threads we'll follow. We'll see where it leads us.
About the policewoman who was found, it is alleged that she participated in the shooting as well.
Well, we are also, we don't know that for certain, but there was a police woman here, and we are processing that as well.
Do you have any knowledge of any other members of the security forces that's a member of this congregation?
We're aware of a couple other people who may be a member of the congregation, based on what we're seeing inside and so on. And of course, more information is coming in because of what happened last night.
What is to happen to the children who were found here?
Well, the courts actually are sitting, the courts open today at actually 10 o'clock. We have the CPFSA there and the other services, child services and so on, to determine what should happen with those children and perhaps some of the other vulnerable people in the group. So the courts are actually came, and so this has been an effort of many, not just the police, but clearly, the courts are responding, the CPFSA, child services, all of the other entities are responding as well.
Are you concerned about cultist organizations that are springing up all over Jamaica?
Well, I don't know if
anywhere
there's been
from-
all over, but I am concerned about anything like this. Hopefully it's not the start of a wave of it. I don't see any sign of that. But of course it's a cause of concern.
Was the
Absolutely.
police radar on this church at all at any given time? Any intelligence that would have led you to believe that they were trying out anything similar to what we saw?
They have been on the radar, but not necessarily specifically about what happened yesterday. But we got, as soon as it came to our attention, we responded based on what we saw.
We were told not to bring our phone. My phone is not, it's in my son's car. Right up there.
Who told you not to bring a phone?
The pastor.
Oh, okay.
So where are your son and daughter now?
I'm clueless. So I'm going down to the station to see if they're there. It was very intense. I stood outside, as I said.
You didn't enter at all?
No, as I saw the young man slash and I saw blood, the young lady fell. I said, this is it for me, and I walked away.
What kind of leader would you say is?
He is, I would say charismatic, he, caring and all of that. Helpfully help the members, children who have problems financially to go to school, he would assist them.
Pertaining to the children, then we get caught up in the fuckery. We see this. CPFSA relocates children from Mobay Cult Church. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency says it has relocated the children who were being housed at the Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James. And if you don't want to read more on that, I will be providing a link in the description, but make we continue.
I tell us, I don't know, normal na you tap there. The man there are 3 cow in the place there, in the yard, in the church business where they say they have. You see me? And like a leader tell one woman I like us if he kill the cow. The woman a buck chauffeur. And then tell one man say kill the woman. The man slash the woman throat, live sitting in the people that did it tell me. But it's like them brainwash them brother, so it's like no trouble for them. You see me? Yo, brother, the scene dirty, brother. Woman throat cut, man stab up. So if a long night upon the scene, brother, me tell you say I be a naked man. Every one of the man they naked now. Police when them just go there no man. I pass time see a move. You don't know if you tell them cock stiff naked as the barn go in the pool. I be yo brother, me tell you something normal happen there, brother. Yo, I don't know normal happen there so since night. Yeah man, everybody naked. The whole of man them out there dress who get gunshots, stab wound. The whole of the man they naked, brother. Naked as the day them born.
Nation, that right for now. I want you to tell me what you think about that. You see what time o'clock, you see what time I knock where Orion get the car here. And as usual, my people.